What's going on, YouTube? I just want to make a follow-up video to the video I made yesterday about the 900-mile deadhead that they put me on. And I also want to say, like, I'm not on no negative shit. You know, I feel like the tone of my last couple of videos has been negative, but I'm just reporting the real, man. I can't sugarcoat shit. That's not in my DNA. I got to tell it how it is. Like if Prime was, doing what I felt like they needed to do on their end as far as making sure they lease operators get the money and all of that, then yeah, I mean, I know you got to do your part too, but it seemed like it don't matter. I'm already sacrificing out here for the holidays and I'm just sitting. So I gotta report the real, man. Like, I hope it don't come off negative. I don't want to discourage nobody from potentially coming to Prime to getting a CDL. But like I said, outside of getting your CDL and training, man, I can't speak too highly of them. But anyways, the solution, or what ended up happening, from yesterday's situation is I wake up this morning to a load offer from my dispatcher. I look at the load offer. The load isn't scheduled to be picked up until Tuesday afternoon. Today's Sunday. I wasted the rest of the day Saturday. I was done with my load Saturday morning. I had the rest of the day Saturday. I just sat all day. This day today, I'm pretty much sitting or deadheading, which is equivalent to sitting because you're not fucking getting paid. I'm gonna be sitting on Monday. I'm gonna be sitting on Tuesday, and basically on Tuesday because the load isn't scheduled to be dropped off until Friday. Saturday morning. So the load will be dropped off Saturday morning, which will leave me Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to get revenue. The load is paying $2,500. That $2,500 is taking up pretty much my entire revenue week, just like this previous week has went. My previous week, my load was for $2,700. It pretty much took up my entire week. And that it leaves me no money. It leaves me enough money to pay for Prime and all of their deductions. Let me tell you about Prime's deductions. Let me explain this to y'all who are not lease operators. If you are sitting at $2,500 in total revenue on Saturday, you basically would have the rest of the day Saturday potentially, depending on your clock, Sunday and Monday, and half the day Tuesday. So your next load after that is either going to have to be a big time load, like upper twos, like two something high, or if you get like $1,000 load and you end the week with like 3,500, that's next to nothing. And I'll tell you why. Prime leasing operating, they say like, oh yeah, it's like a $1,100 fixed rate or $1,200 fixed rate. I can't speak on everybody else. I know when I add up all of those deductions, it's more in the neighborhood of damn near like 1,500, 1,600. Prime charges you for everything. When you get your settlement and you read in the settlement that Prime gives to you, you get charged for mileage. They got a thing called mileage charge. They got a statement prepare charge just for whoever prepared your shit. They got an owner operator charge. They got air charge. They charge you for air. They charge you for how many times you blink. They charge you for taking shits. It's like they charge you for everything, man. Like, it's deduction city, and this is how it is. If you don't hit about 5 bands of revenue for the week, not 5 bands coming to you, 5 bands coming to Prime's truck, because it's Prime's truck at the end of the day. Rather, if you lease operator, you got your LLC to make you feel like an owner operator. It's Prime's truck at the end of the day. If you don't hit that $5,000 mark, you ain't walking away with no more than $1,000 after taxes, unless you're not paying taxes. You know what I'm saying? After Rob Lowe come in and they take out their parts and they deductions here and tire deductions and deductions and all these deductions. And then the IRS come in, they like, oh yeah, let us get our percentage. They take all that. If you don't hit that $5,000 mark, man, you ain't walking away with no more than $1,000, man. Like, we basically glorified company drivers out here. And I'm not meaning no disrespect to company drivers at all, but it's like they try to pump you up, like, yeah, get your LLC and teach you the freight lanes and this and that. You'll learn the game and this and that. You ain't learning. Well, you learn, but they ain't setting you up like they try to make it like they is. Prime is just a way for them to protect themselves from all the shit that may happen to your truck, but they can still collect on the money. Because a lot of these companies don't own these trucks. They still paying on these trucks. Matter of fact, we paying on these trucks because you behind the wheel. You signed up for the shit. Anything that goes wrong, it's pretty much all on you. You got to get a tow. It's all on you. If this shit ain't in the warranty, it's all on you. All the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, nah, man, this ain't fucking it. It ain't it at all. And I just, and it's pretty much set this, the load that I got today is setting me up for an identical week, because the load, it goes down to Atlanta and it ends up in South Carolina, which is basically the East Coast again. So I tell my dispatcher this. I'm like, man, ain't no good freight coming out of South Carolina. He didn't give me no reassurance. He didn't even lie to me. I guess I can give him some credit for that. He's like, well, I can't guarantee you nothing. We'll just see how it go. I'm sorry to make the stupid face, but that's how they be fucking sounding when they talking to you. And I'm just like, so basically, what am I out here for? Yeah, they like, well, you get a $750 Christmas bonus. I was like, my man, the way that this shit is going, that $750 Christmas bonus is gonna go right back to Rob Lowe fucking pockets. Okay? Cause y'all keep hitting. Oh, he already hit me with the low freight. He like, well, you want to keep working right now. That way, when January hitting, we really ain't got no freight. You ain't upside down. I can't wait to fucking quit this job, man. It's just a bunch of manipulative bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And this lease op shit, it ain't worth it, man. This shit is pimps, man. Pimps and hoes. Truck drivers are the hoes. I don't care what lane you in truck driving. The amount of money we get paid ain't shit to what we should get paid. And I know it's going to be people to be like, well, that's why you got to stack your trip to be an owner-operator. Fuck all that owner-operator shit, too. That shit ain't all it's cracked up to be. If you an owner-operator, you better have cash on deck. Because if shit go left, your ass going to be shut down. And people think like, oh, once you become an owner-operator or something, you got your own authority, your own dot number and all that. They can come shut your shit down. The IRS can come shut your shit down. You got shit you need to be on top of. It ain't just smooth fucking selling. It ain't smooth selling in none of this shit. And even owner ops, a lot of them got to deal with brokers and all kinds of shit. Whether if you go do Uber or Power Only, whatever you end up doing, it's bullshit all the way around, man. All the way a fuck around. Unless you a big dog at the top at one of these companies like Swift or Knight or Prime or something like that, we all getting fucked. That's why I'm going local. Not to say local companies don't fuck you, but at least I'll be at the crib. At least I'll be able to hoop on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, man, like, it just ain't, it ain't what I thought it was gonna be, man. And right now, like, my check is about to be nothing. I'm about to have a nothing check this week and potentially a nothing check next week. And I'm staying out for the holidays. Do that make sense to y'all? Like, does that make any fucking sense to anybody? And then he's following that up with, January's coming. Freight's really going to be low. It's time for me to go, man. It's really time for me to go. I'm going to record when I'm turning in my last load, when I'm turning in my keys in my truck. And it's going to be real soon. This trucking, this OTR shit, man, I really appreciate having my CDL. But this OTR shit, man, it's for the birds, man. You know what I'm saying? In every aspect. And like I always say, if you're a single man or a husband and wife combo, something like that, get out here and get y'all money. You know what I'm saying? But if you a man like most dudes out here or most women, or you got a family, you got somebody at home waiting on you, man, this OTR shit just ain't leveling out, dude. Unless you got to be all in on this shit. And what do I mean when I say you got to be all in on this shit? You got to be all in like your wife comes last, your kids come last, your extended family comes last, your health comes last. Everything got to come last if you really want to do this OTR trucking shit. And I know it's going to be people that disagree, but it's the real shit. You can't be like, oh, I balance it out. How you balance it out? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you like a company driver when they try not to give you no more than maybe at the most 4 days at the crib. So most people only take 3 days a month. Let's do the math on that. It's 365 days in a year. You take 3 days every month. Every 4 weeks, you take 3 days off to spend with your family, quality time. Which that first day, you're probably going to be tired as fucking sleeping away. So you get 72 hours every month with your family, okay? That's 36 days out of the year. There's 365 days in a year. Let's take away 36 from that. That leaves 329 days. 329 days on the road, on these highways, turnpikes, in the snow, in the rain, in the fog, and 36 days at the crib with your family. That sound level to you? You don't feel like you got to be all in to do that? You got to be all in to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ain't no half stepping on this. And that's what I'm learning. Like me, I go home for like 6 days every week. And people are like, oh, well, the first thing you need to do is stop going home so much. Because that's like a pride thing out here. Like truck drivers not having family. It's like a lot of cats take pride. And they're like, I ain't got nobody to give a fuck about me. Okay, good for you, man. If that's how you like to live your life, like, hey, you a loner or whatever, you don't want nobody to care about you if you live or die or if you're healthy or not. Hey, man, that's get your money, man. But I know on my tombstone, I wanted to say more than he got to the bag. I want my tombstone to say more than that. But a lot of cats, that's all they want. Like, hey, I'm out here getting it, whatever. More power to you. If you're a single man, that's your situation. Do your thing, man. But you got to be all in on this trucking shit. Everything comes last on this trucking shit. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't about you. It's about the company. It's about their revenue. Lease operator, they'll always make sure you got enough money to pay them. But they won't always make sure you got enough money to pay your fucking self, which is what's most important. But, yeah, man. I'm just venting again. Probably be my last video I make for a little while. I just wanted to kind of give an update on what ended up happening with that situation, but I came out on the other end fucked, like I thought I would be, you know. Damn, that sun bright. But yeah, YouTube. Peace out, y'all.